No food stamps is about to be the least of your worries. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Hashem Rachahak Wadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakatam. Salakia. I had a video earlier that the audio was extremely messed up on it. You know, these phones just are kind of finicky, and I just got to get better and more diligent with you know, checking the quality of it before I do it. So Lord's will, I can get that video uploaded as well with the audio fixed. But this topic, as while I'm in transit, I just wanted to speak on a little bit of the EBT crisis that Keisha is in, okay? Because that's what it is. It is a crisis for a lot of these Section 8 queens, and it really shouldn't be a crisis because EBT was not set up for you to lean on for your entire lifestyle. It's not meant to be a crutch for living a degenerate lifestyle. Okay, y'all are in there buying, you know, shrimp and crab and lobster. Okay, you know, buying blue raspberry popsicles. Okay, everything that's gonna destroy you. Not saving any money. Some of y'all don't even work jobs. Okay, because that's the real thing. The benefit of it is you to still work a job. You get a little extra help to get ahead, save some things away so you can get ahead and eventually get off of it. But as we know, you know, when the serpent came to Eve, you know, he came to her first for a reason, okay, because he knew that she was more gullible than the man was, okay, and this is why you have a lot of our women on Section 8, and then there's no man in sight. You never see a woman on Section 8, okay, that has a loving husband on side of her, willing to protect her and provide for her, okay? Because Esau set that up by law, and now it's just become ingrained in the culture, a culture that's not of us, all right? And now that you've been, become dependent on it, you know, now you're in a crisis because you don't actually know how to provide for yourself. Now there's some Keishas that have figured it out. These boss babes or whatever you want to call it, you know, boss girl lifestyle. You know, they in HR, they vice presidents and all of that, and they know how to provide for themselves. But guess what? Donald Trump is coming for them jobs too, man. AI is about to erase all of those jobs. All of the jobs with air conditioning, where the women like to work, about to be over with. Okay? Now, a lot of men work those jobs as well too. I myself is not an exception to that. But guess what men can do? A man can go out there and pick up a job on a construction site. Hey, if that's what it comes to, that's what it comes to. Okay, what are you women gonna do, man? Okay? Y'all are showing up to these bars with an $11 dress on, with an overdraft account, still trying to turn up, man, with an attitude. And ultimately, the Lord has just gotten sick of you, man, and he's gonna show you how sick of you he is through the cruel Lord Nero 47, aka Donald Trump. Okay, that's what's getting ready to come down the pipe, and the reason I titled the lesson is that's the least of your worries, or something like that. I said is that because it is, okay. Bodies are getting ready to start dropping. This, as Yahushua said in Matthew 24, these are the beginning of sorrows, where you had uproars of the people. Okay, you had these no kings protests and all of these different things going on. People are uneasy. Crime rates are going up. Road rage is out of pocket now. You know. It's to the point now you pass by somebody, they look at you, you automatically, you know, everybody got that thing on them and they clutching, you know. What do you think this is a powder keg, man? What do you think the result of this is going to be? All right. If you don't have a hedge, okay, what does that say in the scriptures? Where there is no hedge, the house is spoiled. Okay, if you don't have a hedge, guess what's going to happen, man? You're going to go out in the first round. You're going to have to do something strange for a piece of change, man. You're going to have to make it wobble for a whopper. You hear me? You know? That's what's going to go down, man. And Esau showed you this in multiple movies. The Book of Eli. Okay, now in the movie, he wasn't really popping it, but what do you think is going to be a real life scenario? You think a grown man is going to let a woman follow him around in a post-apocalyptic world, just being annoying and asking questions and blah, 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 and he ain't getting nothing from it? No, hell no. Y'all gonna have to pay, and then you're gonna come to the harsh reality of the real price of this thing that you put on a pedestal, that thing between your legs, okay? That stink, disease-ridden thing that you feel like a man got to work for, all right? When you didn't gave it away to illiterate gremlin, man, you know? Got all of these kids just through, man, you know? So Donald Trump putting the squeeze on you, and that's for a reason. He knows what it's aimed at. He knows who took the bulk of those benefits by percentage, because overall it's a lot of Edomites doing it, okay? And this is what's going to crash the system. Because see, if it was just niggas suffering from this, all right, Esau would do what he got to do. He would go back in his communities, and he wouldn't be rioting as much, man. As a matter of fact, the amount of violence and theft and robbery every other nation has just watched Esau do to us over the period of time, and they've just benefited from it, said nothing, or even joined in on it. It's staggering, man. You know? So that's not what's going to cause the civil unrest. The civil unrest is going to cause because everybody's going to be impacted by it, but by the largest percentage, our women, you know, and some men, you know. But if you're a grown, able-bodied man, you have no business on Section 8 and food stamps, man. Okay? You have no business on that unless it's like a temporary, you know, situation. All right? Because these things are set up to destroy you, man. Okay? It's like the adder's poison. You know, it doesn't kill you right away, but it will surely kill you, man. You know? And so, like I've been hearing people say, you know, hold the line, man. You know, and that's very true. You do have to hold the line, you know, spiritually and carnally, okay? Because the Lord is doing something larger at work. That's the spirit. Got 4 2s there. 2 2 2 2. So the Lord is at work with something, man. Okay, and you don't want to get in an overly gloating spirit as well too. You just want to have a stoic demeanor about you, because although Keisha's about to catch it first because she was the most proud, the most out there, the Lord is getting ready to try everybody, man. The hour of temptation is going to try every man on the planet. Okay, everybody's going to get tested. So lock in on that. Okay, don't get overexcited because women are starting to look at you now all of a sudden. You know, because that's the other side of it, man. Because these women really aren't worth it. They've already decided that they don't want you. Okay. And some of you jakes are going to go out there and start seeing women are a little bit easier to talk to. They may even be coming up to you now, okay? And then you're going to get proud. You're going to get big-headed. You're going to misread the situation. Okay, these women don't like you. If they did, it wouldn't have took all this for them to come to you, man. They don't. They like the benefits that they had, man. That's what they want. Women, like that old Cyndi Lauper song, girls just want to have fun. That's women, man. And Esau made sure that they became dependent on it. Now they're addicts. Okay. Now they can't leave the house without their phone. Okay. Now they're gonna have mental health issues if there's no internet or no social media. Okay. And so these things are gonna have repercussions. But as watchmen, we are to watch, we are to warn, and we are to stay locked in until the Lord delivers us, man. Because we're of the hopeful elect, and hopeful means we don't know. But we have enough confidence, okay, and faith to push. You know, that's where we are, man. You know, so as things progress and things get worse, it's more of a time to be circumspect than it is to be overly excited, man. You know, your excitement should be towards your deliverance of this place, you know, because when these people are not going to go out without a fight. Okay, these little YNs that are depending on Keisha stamps, okay, they're going to go out in the streets with something on them. Okay, crime is going to go up, violence is going to go up. Okay, so what looks like a win short term, okay, is actually caused to be more circumspect. You know, and just get in the spirit of winning and overcoming, man. okay? Figuring out how to solve problems, okay? How to fight through your flesh, how to discipline yourself, okay? The Lord didn't have us go through all the trials and tribulations that we went to, you know, just to have us not have to exercise that muscle in the time to come. We're gonna have to use what we learned. We didn't train for no reason, okay? When Goku and Vegeta was in the hyperbolic time chamber, they were fighting for a reason, okay? They wanted to beat Cell, okay? Or they wanted to beat, you know, Frieza or Majin Buu, you know? And so you have to be the same way and look at it the same way, man. So anyway, I'm going to end it there. You know, Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakhakwadash. Shalom. On to the next.